You believe you are in control of your mind. But if that were true, you wouldn't feel distracted so often. You wouldn't lose focus so easily. You wouldn't say things you later regret. And you wouldn't wake up some days feeling like your own thoughts are working against you. The truth is simple. You are not in control. And most of the time, you are not even aware of it. From the moment your day begins, your attention is already being taken, not guided, not chosen, taken. You reach for your phone before your mind is fully awake. You scroll without intention. You consume thoughts that are not yours. And before you even begin your day, your mind is no longer in your hands. This does not happen once. It happens repeatedly. Small moments, invisible shifts, a notification, a memory, a reaction, each one pulling you slightly away from control. And over time, those small moments accumulate until distraction feels normal, until reaction feels automatic, until control feels distant. Most people believe they are thinking, but what they call thinking is often just reaction. A thought appears and they follow it. An emotion rises and they become it. A situation changes and they respond instantly. There is no pause, no distance, no awareness. And without distance, there is no control. Only impulse, only habit, only patterns repeating themselves. This is where control is lost, not in chaos, but in automatic behavior. There is a reason this happens, and it is not because you are weak. It is because you have been trained, conditioned to live this way. Your environment rewards distraction. It rewards speed. It rewards constant engagement, and your mind adapts. It learns to seek stimulation, to avoid stillness, to fill every moment with something, anything, because silence feels unfamiliar and unfamiliar feels uncomfortable. So you escape it again and again until your mind forgets how to be still. And a mind that cannot be still cannot be controlled. Think about the last time you were alone, without distraction. No phone, no music, no noise. Just you and your thoughts. What happened? Did your mind feel calm, or did it immediately begin searching for something to hold on to? A memory, a worry, a plan. That reaction is not random. It is conditioning. Your mind has been trained to avoid stillness, and because of that, you avoid the one place where control begins. There is another layer, one that is harder to accept. You avoid discomfort. Not just physical discomfort, mental discomfort. The kind that appears when something requires effort, when something requires focus, when something requires discipline. You feel resistance, and instead of staying, you move. You check something else. You delay. You distract yourself. And each time you do that, you reinforce a pattern. You teach your mind that difficulty should be avoided, that effort is optional, that escape is available. And slowly, without realizing it, you lose control. Because control is built in resistance, not in comfort, not in ease, but in friction. And you keep walking away from it. Most people understand this when it comes to the body. They know that strength requires effort, that progress requires resistance, that growth requires discomfort. But when it comes to the mind, they expect something different. They expect clarity without effort, focus without discipline, control without training. And that expectation keeps them stuck. Because the mind is no different. It must be trained. It must be challenged. It must be guided, or it will guide you, and not in the direction you want. An untrained mind seeks what is easy, what is familiar, what feels good in the moment, even if it leads to long-term weakness. It overthinks. It reacts. It chases stimulation. It avoids effort. And if you never question it, you begin to believe that this is who you are. But it is not. It is simply how you have been operating. And what has been trained can be retrained. Control does not appear suddenly. It is built slowly, deliberately, through awareness, through repetition, through small decisions that most people ignore. It begins with something simple. You notice. You notice your thoughts without immediately following them. You notice your emotions without immediately expressing them. You notice your impulses without immediately acting on them. This moment, this space, is where control starts. At first, it feels unnatural because you are interrupting patterns that have been running for years. Your mind will resist. It will try to pull you back. It will suggest that you act, that you react, that you follow. But if you stay, if you hold that space, something changes. You begin to separate. You begin to see your mind instead of being inside it. And in that separation, you gain leverage. From there, you learn to sit in silence. Not for hours, not perfectly, just enough to experience it, to feel the discomfort, to notice the movement of your thoughts, and to remain without escaping. This is where awareness deepens. This is where control strengthens, because you are no longer avoiding your mind, you are facing it. Discipline follows, not as intensity, but as consistency. You do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. You stay when your mind suggests leaving. You focus when your mind looks for distraction. You continue when your mind suggests stopping. And each time you do that, you build something. Not visible, not dramatic, but real. Control. Over time, this changes you. Not in a sudden transformation, but in a quiet shift. You react less. You observe more. You feel more stable, more focused, more present, because your mind is no longer pulling you in every direction. It is following you. And when that happens, everything becomes clearer. Your decisions improve. Your actions become intentional. Your energy is no longer wasted because you are no longer fighting yourself. You are directing yourself. Look around. You will see the difference. People reacting to everything. People distracted by anything. People overwhelmed without understanding why. And you will understand because you have seen the mechanism. You have seen the pattern. And once you see it, you cannot ignore it. So now the question is simple. Not easy, but simple. Will you continue reacting, or will you begin controlling? Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready. Now, in the next moment, in the next thought you choose not to follow, in the next reaction you decide to pause. Most people will hear this and continue as they are, because change is uncomfortable, because awareness requires effort, because control takes time. But a few will decide differently. They will start small. They will stay consistent. They will build something rare, a mind that listens, a mind that focuses, a mind that does not react to everything, a mind that is guided instead of pulled. If you are still here, then something in you understands this. Something in you recognizes the pattern, and that is where everything begins. Not in perfection, but in awareness, followed by action, repeated over time. If you want to continue building this level of control, subscribe to Silent Authority. Not for motivation, but for clarity. Because once you begin to see clearly, you begin to live differently. And if this resonated with you, leave a like so this message reaches someone else who is still being controlled without realizing it. And remember this, your mind will either follow you or lead you somewhere you never intended to go. The difference is whether you decide to take control or continue to give it away.